Hello. I wanted to talk today about what I'm doing for me. And this is just me vlogging of what I am doing to try to get myself into a much better condition physically. I've been fat almost all of my life. I am 33. I just moved cities. I was living in Kansas City, and I grew up in Virginia, lived in uh, North Carolina for a little bit. I stepped on the scale today and I was 383 pounds. The lightest I've ever been in my life as an adult was 220, and in the past 10 years, the lightest I can remember being was 319 pounds. Um, I've dieted on and off for the past 10 years since I got out of college. Um, and it's kind of tough to maintain the motivation. Over that time period, I've actually gone on a diet every year to try to maintain my weight. And I've had some incredible success at some points, but I've always fell off the bandwagon at some point, and I always end up way overeating. Um, Triggers for me are always carbs. I really like pizzas and pastas. I'm not a fan of sugars, so it's not a huge thing for me to give up sweets, and I've kind of already done that, so that's not like a thing for me. But the big deal is managing my portions and eating less carbohydrates. And I love pasta. Um, what the goal is, the motivation behind this video is that I'm kind of tired of the things that I kind of deal with just from being fat. It's always a little bit I have bad knees, notoriously bad knees. So I'm always a little concerned with that I'm going to, at some point, have a problem that I'm going to not be able to recuperate from. I've looked at my family. We have several people who have had diabetes. My family is notoriously heavy. And I'm a first generation college student, so I kind of have this thing where I want to maintain removing bad family habits in the future generation. I don't have kids. At some point, I plan to. I also have a hard time meeting women and talking to women because I have such a bad self-image about my body. I don't talk to people about that, but it's something that exists. I don't, and that's something that I'm going to try to correct. I have a lot of things to offer. I'm pretty confident in myself, but there's just some things that I need to better, and I think that starts with me losing weight. I'm trying to change my habits by changing what kind of media content I consume. So this is kind of turning into a few things that I'm going to do that are hopefully going to help me lose. So we're going to start off with something very basic. Knowing what to eat is fairly simple. There's so much research and information out there. It really comes down to, for me, what I think I'm going to be trying is limiting my carbohydrate intake. I'm not going to eliminate it, but because I feel like I want to do more of a lifestyle change than a unsustainable diet. I've gone through periods. I've tried doing non-carb diets like keto and carnivore. I think the healthy thing for me is going to be changing to where it's more, I'm focusing on a couple of habits at a time. The first thing I'm thinking is let's get my calorie and portion control under control. I want to make sure that I am capable of maintaining a diet itself by just making sure I'm meeting the bare minimum. Something that I am going to be doing differently for me also is I'm not looking at this long term, and that's what I've been doing in the past. I have some goals. I said I weighed 383. I'd like to lose 150 pounds, but that is very long term, and I think that's going to take me at least a year to a year and a half. So I don't want to look at that too much. What I'm going to focus on is counting my calories, eating some of the right foods, and trying to actually do a little bit of exercise up front. When I say that, I mean I live a sedentary lifestyle. I work on my computer. I play on my computer. That's my jam. So what I'm going to be doing is trying to maintain my calories. I picked a number. I'm going with 2,400 calories in a day, and I'm going to try to walk at least a mile 5 days a week. That is the plan for now. I did my grocery shopping on Monday. We're also gonna, try to stick to a few more vegetables. I picked a breakfast this week that I'm going to try. I'm going to see if it works for me for this week anyway. We're going to have some oatmeal, some yogurt, and a piece of fruit for breakfast in the mornings, and see how that goes. I actually have done yogurt and oatmeal for breakfast in the past, and it works very well for me. I actually like both foods, so that's gonna work. We're gonna try that out, see if that's very sustainable for me or not. I bought a lot of chicken breast, and unfortunately where I live, I can't grill. Hopefully in my next place I'll be able to do that, because if I could do grilled chicken breast, I'd probably eat that almost exclusively for lunches and stuff for a long period of time. But we got grilled chicken breast, carrots, broccoli, and I bought a lot of white rice. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically do chicken, vegetables, and rice for lunches and dinners. I do have some pastas and stuff that I still have left over. I don't know if I'm going to try to eat those or not. I'm thinking not, but at the same time I don't like wasting food, so I may do little pasta dishes. But instead of doing a lot of pasta, I'm going to count those out. I also have some corn and green beans in the freezer that I need to eat. So I grocery shop on a weekly basis. I do delivery. It's hard for me to go get groceries, so I order my groceries online. So this week, basically, we're doing chicken, yogurt, oatmeal, and that'll be most of my meals for the week. I bought some eggs. I have a hard time eating straight eggs. Something about the texture does not do well with me. Anyway, so what I plan to do is I'm going to try to make an omelet with leftover sausage. I'm going to throw some broccoli in there and see if that's something that I can eat, because that's something I haven't done in the past. I might try to make some fried rices. I got some green onions. It sounds a little unhealthy, but for me, the portion control is the big deal. So what we're going to try to do is load those up with a lot of vegetables, carrots and green beans and broccoli, and see if we can make that work. Because I like tasty food. So if I can make healthy, tasty food, I think I'll be in pretty good shape. So, and those fried rices will be simple ingredients. A little bit of oil, reduced sodium soy sauce, and then onion and garlic, which all are really, I don't know if they're good for you or not. I'm gonna have to research that. So, it sounds a little rambly, but at the end of the day, the simple thing is, I'm fat, tired of being fat. And right now, I'm going to try to find ways to maintain that motivation. I started watching this YouTube channel called Buff Dudes, and it's not actually the guys that run the channel that I'm really focused on. It's actually the dad. Their dad is in really good shape for his age. I'm very close to the age of Hudson and Brandon, who are the guys that run the channel. But their dad, I think, is close to my dad's age, and my dad has a ton of health problems. And I don't want that. I don't want that. So we're gonna try to fix that, and I want to be in that shape so that, you know, should I have kids, I'll be in good shape to take care of them. I have a niece and nephew I want to be around for, and I want to be a good role model for the folks that, you know, are in my life. You know, I want to be a positive thing there, and then hopefully in the process bring someone else into my life. That was a little rambly. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk next time.